Hello, my name is Lee Johnstone and I'm the Artistic Director of Fluid Motion Theatre Company. I hope that this message is a simple one. It's certainly an important and an honest one. Over the last few months, with the reflection that lockdown is bringing, the Black Lives Matter movement, the struggle for equality amongst LGBTQ communities and the rise of inequality in this country has given me a clarity about the work I do that almost came too late, but that now needs to be acted upon with urgency. I've come to realise that I've spent several years talking everybody and everything down. I blame others when a show wouldn't sell. I would get frustrated when someone had thought of an idea first. I'd be disappointed that only 5 people had turned up for a workshop instead of 10. Now, this isn't entirely self-brought about. Fluid Motion, the company I founded with Ali Gill in 2010, is undergoing a period of organisational development at the moment that gives us some time and space to reflect on the work we've created and what we want to make moving forward. And it provides an opportunity for us to take it all in, to reflect and to give a clearer view of the road ahead. It provides clarity and purpose. Now, with this in mind, I feel it's make or break for Fluid Motion. It's now or never. We need to radically shift our ways of working and we have to start from the bottom up. Fluid Motion brands itself, as many of you know, as a mental health theatre company. Now, this comes from my own as well as Ali's lived experience of mental health problems and our belief of the power of the arts to improve well-being. Now, it is a strong model. It's worked for us in the past. It's brought us success, but it pains me to say it, but there have been times when we have come up with projects just because we've assumed that we know what people want because they have lived experience. So, for example, creating a songwriting project for young people experiencing psychosis, for example, without actually asking those young people whether it is songs that they want to create. Now, this is problematic. You can't run a successful organisation based on assumptions. It taints quality, undermines trust, and embeds a laziness within the organisation that's hard to remove. So the key to Fluid Motion's future is the democratisation of everything it does. We need to put people at the heart of what we do, not just say we do on a bit of paper or in a throwaway sentence on a mission statement. We need to actually talk to them, understand them, get to know them. We need to open up every part of our process and share the challenges along the way. I think that for far too long I've acted with a sense of entitlement, albeit unconscious, that comes from being a white, able-bodied straight man. I've assumed that there's nothing wrong, everything is fine. I felt I needed to hide the failures and over-exaggerate the successes. Now, this democratic overhaul has to go beyond an annual AGM. It has to go beyond a feedback form thrust into the hand at the end of a performance. It has to be owned and created by the people that the company exists to serve. And it has to be in conversation with as many of those people as possible. If someone feels that a piece of theatre we've programmed does not speak to them, then they must be able to tell us. If a student wants to sit and talk to me about how we make performance, then I need to be available to listen. If a volunteer at our festival wants to talk about how we evaluate or the positioning of the refreshments tent, then they need to be empowered to do so. None of it's below me and none of it should be ignored. Now, these people then need to be given the confidence to hold us to account. Everyone needs to feel like they can ask anything to the organisation about the organisation and know that they are valued and have been listened to. People need to be given the ability to tell us if we've done something wrong, and it's our job to ensure that that process is accessible. I was looking at a funding application today, and I don't like saying that we make sure the community is at the heart of what we do when only a very small proportion of our local community even know we exist. Who am I kidding? Fluid Motion makes important and challenging work. I can say quite honestly that we've improved people's lives. I wouldn't be talking to you now if I wasn't passionate and proud about the work we do. However, I do feel ashamed that we have not completely valued the voices of the people we say we exist for until recently. Now, the COVID-19 crisis has amplified the role of the cultural sector in improving the nation's well-being. Fluid Motion makes work that is needed now more than ever. The arts are part of our national recovery. Now, we cannot let the opportunity to make real impact pass us by. Ali and I got into theatre as teenagers because it literally saved us from destroying ourselves. Now we just need to remember that there are hundreds more people out there ready to be asked, what can we do for them? Now this statement is just the beginning. It has to be put into action, and I start now. We'll get things wrong. It'll take some time, but it'll come from a good place. And I hope, without sounding too cheesy, that you will join us on that journey.